Okay, so today we have a gaming laptop, the HP Victus with an AMD GPU and AMD CPU. And we recently featured this laptop on the Mac vs Windows video where a lot of you guys asked for a review. Okay, so you ask, we deliver faster than Swiggy and Blinkit. And if you go on Amazon, see this is selling for 65,000 rupees, but the price fluctuates a lot, especially during sales, because we bought this for 57,000 rupees. And I'll tell you why this HP Victus is the best gaming laptop that you can buy under 60,000 rupees. But first things first, you get this big box and you get this cardboard casing, very environment friendly. And then you have this laptop covered in plastic, not so environment friendly. And you have this charging brick and a power cable. I really wish laptops came with just one good slim charger because it becomes a hassle to carry this big charger everywhere. Like, the tech has upgraded. MacBooks have one single small charger. Even the Realme laptop has a single small charger. Laptop manufacturers should seriously upgrade. And there's also a few paperwork. I wish there were stickers or something gamery, RGB lights. Now it looks like a normal laptop, sharp edges, and it is big. Now we'll come to this build quality and all in some time, and I've been using the laptop for about a month now, so I'll share my practical experience because I've found some really good pros and some cons that you should know before buying this laptop. But before we get to that, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Fair thing, we have been using Surfshark VPN before they even approached us for this video. Now you're obviously being tracked on the internet for everything that you browse or watch, so there are two important reasons for which you should get Surfshark VPN. Number one, Surfshark VPN works on all websites seamlessly with good privacy, and you can even unlock content from other parts of the world that are not available in India. Here's a good video for that. Number two, Surfshark VPN starts as low as 130 rupees per month, but you get unlimited device access, so you can share it with your friends and family. Now Surfshark VPN partnered with us, and for Team TW, you get 83% off and 3 months free if you subscribe at surfshark.deal/techvisor. Enter promo code TechVisor for 83% off, and there's also 30 days money back guarantee, so there's no harm in trying. But the biggest advantage of this laptop is its performance, which is pro number one. So this comes with a Ryzen 5 5600H processor, 6 cores and 12 threads, 8GB DDR4 RAM, 512GB SSD storage, and RX 5500M dedicated GPU. For the price, these are some of the best specs you can get. Now I know these processor names are very confusing, so listen carefully. I'll say it in simple words. We have Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 and Ryzen 9. Higher the number, better the performance and more costly it is. So straightforward. But now you have the U series and H series. So U is good for web browsing, writing documents and watching videos. It's pretty low power, low performance. And the H series can handle games at full HD with medium to high settings, as well as play 4K videos. And fun fact, H means high performance and U means ultra performance, but ultra performance is not as fast as high performance. And then there is also HX and HS series. Khatam, tata, ho gaya. Anyways, back to the laptop. Day-to-day simple tasks like browsing the web, running multiple Chrome tabs, 10, 15, it can handle those with ease, but almost all laptops can do that. So what's so special here? Well, firstly, it can handle video editing pretty smoothly. So see here, I have a Premiere Pro project file open. Now if I drag and drop the videos on the timeline, there is no lag. Even if I scrub through, it can handle it pretty well. Now let me add a layer of color grade and see, it still gives me a smooth playback. And we also ran some benchmarks like Cinebench R23, and it has a good score. It scores slightly below i5 12th gen. And this is the 3D Mark score which rates the GPU. So this is better than 1650 and slightly below RTX 3050. So in short, it can handle video editing tasks pretty well, but yes, this is only 8GB RAM. So if you intend to do more heavy video editing like 4K editing, After Effects, graphic rendering, etc., I would suggest upgrading it to at least 16GB. And you can manually open the laptop. It doesn't void the warranty, and this is where the extra RAM slots go, and this is the SSD card slot. Now normal games like CSGO and Valorant you can easily play on this machine, so we'll test some heavier games. So first of all, let's start with COD Warzone, which is kind of a medium heavy game. We are at recommended settings. Let's go. So we are getting constantly around average 74-75 FPS. But now let's move to a little more demanding game, Forza Horizon 5, the best racing game as of now. In default settings at Full HD, I'm getting a pretty stable 60 FPS. Now yes, you cannot crank up the settings to ultra or enable ray tracing and all of that. Those are not possible with the RX 5500M GPU, but you will get a good gaming experience at 1080p on medium to high settings on most modern titles. Another point I should mention is it has a longer wake up time. Like see here, if I open the lid, it takes around 2 to 3 seconds to wake up. And you will be doing this thing multiple times every day, so you will definitely notice this delay. Okay, another good thing about this laptop is the ports. It has all the necessary ports. Like to the right, there are two USB 3.0 ports. On the left, you get another USB 3.0 port, HDMI port, Ethernet jack, headphone jack, and a Type-C port. Also, there is an SD card reader, which is a nice inclusion because a lot of people buy a gaming laptop for video editing as well, and the SD card slot comes really handy. Nice one. And also you get a Type-C port, but there is something very interesting about this. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay, pro number 3, keyboard and the trackpad. Firstly, this comes with a full-size keyboard, so you get the normal keys, function keys, as well as the entire numpad on the right. Helpful for gamers or if you do Excel. Also, the keyboard is backlit, so if you're working at night, it's helpful, although it has only one brightness setting. Also, there is some deck flex, nothing major. Only a slight bit. Second, the trackpad is pretty smooth. Like I've been using this for a month now and I have had no issues, no accidental touches. Also, the trackpad is big, so scrolling, swiping and all, it's fluid. And Windows has gotten much better in the trackpad game. Like with the recent Windows update, you get this 4-finger gesture. Like I can increase and decrease the volume smoothly with this 4-finger gesture. I can even change tracks if I swipe left with 4 fingers and if I swipe right with the 4 fingers. Number 4, display. So you get an IPS display and it is a really good display. Like see here, I'll play a YouTube video. It looks very good. And even if I watch it from any angle, the colors and all, they are pretty good. Also, this is an anti-glare display. So if I have a light behind me and I turn, and now if you see, it doesn't reflect on the screen. And the display is average in brightness. Like for this price, it is a good display. If only it had 144 Hz refresh rate, but at 57,000, I won't complain. But what I will complain about is the size of this display. Which brings me to the first con, build quality. Like firstly, the display alone is 16.1 inch display. Most normal laptops max out at 15.6 inches. And just to give you a perspective, this is a 16 inch MacBook Pro. And if I keep it on top of this HP Victus, see, the Victus is so comparatively big. And if you see here, it weighs about 2.4 kg. Oh my god. So carrying this laptop around with you every day to the office or college, it is a bit of hassle. And secondly, this hinge isn't sturdy at all. So if you're using it on a desk, like a desktop, it is fine. But if you use it on your lap, like a laptop, because you bought a laptop, and then when you type, it wobbles quite a lot. And if you have the habit of shaking your leg, it's too much. I saw many other reviews on Amazon. They had the same problem with HP Victus laptop. And that's not all. Remember that interesting thing I mentioned with Type-C? There are two icons over here on the USB port. One, this SS icon is the normal USB 3.0 icon, which means that a high-speed SSD can be connected to this. That is good. But this other icon, this looks very similar to the Thunderbolt icon, but it is not. And you would assume it will charge through this Type-C port, but if I connect a Type-C charger to it, see, nothing happens. I don't know what this second icon exactly means, but this Type-C port is just for transferring data, and this is slightly wrong from the brand. Second would be speakers. Like just to give you some perspective, we have the Realme laptop which cost more or less the same than this laptop, and I'll play the same song side by side. So if you're watching movies or listening to music alone, it's okay. But if you're putting it in a hall and listening with 2-3 people, you'll have to use a Bluetooth speaker. The only good thing about the speaker is it is positioned over here, so it is directly facing the user. But then again, what's the point if the speaker quality is poor? And thirdly is the battery life. So on full charge under normal load like web browsing and all, you will get around 6 hours of battery life. But if you're doing heavier tasks like photo or video editing, then that can come down to as low as 2-3 hours. And if you're gaming, well, don't even think about doing it on battery. You will always have to connect it to the power, else you will have very low battery life and you will also encounter frame drops here and there. Well, listen carefully. If you want to buy a new laptop, I would recommend stay away from GTS 1650 because as per 2023 standards, it is pretty old. So if you have a budget of around 60,000, by default, you won't get that many options. Like this HP Victus currently costs 65,000, but it keeps going down to 55, 56,000. Recommended for performance and video editing. Or else there are various HP Victus models. You can get the same Ryzen 5600H laptop with RTX 3050 graphic card, or the Acer Aspire 7 that we reviewed. You can see that video over here or here, whichever. You can get under 60,000. And let us know which laptop you want us to review next. If we pick ours, we'll even give you a shout out. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew, pew.